So this is the room we've got for tonight, just a pub room, and again, just easier than putting the tent up and taking it down overnight in the morning. So this is where we're staying tonight, and we're on our way back to Brisbane tomorrow. And through here they've got a little lounge chairs, TV, and a bit of a morning breakfast place here. Oh, that's alright. That's cool. Wow, biscuits. Everything you need. Oh yeah. Cool. You don't have to worry about it, it's recording.
Oh, so don't touch it?
No, it's on.
So how does it... Oh, it just clamps on. Okay.
Yeah. You're on.
Yeah, righto.
Just take it through here, you just keep up with me.
You'll go first.
Slow.
You go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought I would just do a bit of a recollection of the trip that we've just finished this last few days. So the Triumph, as you can see behind me there, is parked nicely back in my garage, and it did really well. So a few people have asked some questions about the performance of the bike and how it went. So I thought I'd just take this time to talk about that. On the freeway, the bike's ordinary, I would say. It's a little bit vibey. If I'm sitting on 110-ish, it's about 6,000 revs. I mean, I've still got plenty more revs left in the bike to go, but it does get a bit tingly. You can sit on 110, 120. It's not really straining the bike, but it does tend to vibrate a bit, and it's kind of boring. I've had quite a few bikes in my life now, and I think any bike actually, if you're just sitting on a highway and your throttle's on, constant boom, one speed, it can get boring. So yes, some of the freeway down from Brisbane to Coffs Harbour was a little bit average, but I chose that way for my travelling friend who didn't like too many mountain roads. Anyway, we obviously came back a different way on the way home, and this bike, this 400 Triumph, it loves the corners, it loves the bendy mountains, it loves the getting onto those back roads. Suspension's quite good, and it handles really well, so you're not on that constant one speed. Neither you're using your gearbox, you're up and down on the brakes, so it's much more interesting, much more fun to ride in that sort of condition. The bike ran faultlessly, had never had any problems with it. I was loaded up with a top box and a big bag. It was quite a bit of weight in those things. It had all our camping gear in it, and you could feel it. It made the bike a little bit top heavy, so you could feel it, but nothing awful. Mainly when you were parking up the bike and getting off the bike and leaning it onto the side stand, that's when you really felt the top weight of the bike. There's one thing I do find a little bit difficult, and I'm short, 5'4", 5", something like that. I'm sort of tippy-toey on the bike. If I just lean it slightly to one side, I'm flat foot, but I can't flat foot the bike in normal. And sometimes when you're parking up the bike and there's a bit of a drop on the road, I'm losing sort of my purchase on the ground, and I get a bit wiggly and wobbly, and I feel really bad because I feel like an idiot. I feel like I haven't ridden a motorbike before. So yes, it's a little bit tall, even though it's supposed to be a beginner's rider's bike. It's, for me, a short person, it's still a little bit tall, and that's why my last bike was a cruiser, because I could sit flat-footed. The other thing I don't quite like about it is when it sits on the side stand, it sits up fairly straight. Doesn't seem to lean as much as I'd like. It's on its side stand, and I don't know, but that doesn't seem to be much of a lean on that side stand. It's fairly straight down there. And sometimes when you're on a certain piece of road or parking, it just feels like it wants to be unstable. Maybe it was all the bags, I don't know. Anyway, that's just a few little ideas, a few gripes, some pros and cons. We had a great time away. We did just a little over 1,000 kilometres, which is not a great deal of kilometres, I realise that. But because we were staying 2 nights in each place, and that's why. If we'd have been, stopping at one place, going the next day, stopping at one place, we would have doubled that amount of kilometres. But we just want to take it steady and easy, no rush, and just enjoying life. And I think 300 to 400 kilometres on a motorbike is plenty for me now. And we had good weather. In the daytime was warm. The night time was still freezing cold. So what are we in? September? One night I had my trousers on, socks on, and I had my hoodie on, t-shirt, hoodie, and in the sleeping bag, and I was still shivering in the sleeping bag, so it was still a bit cool. And the other last comment I think I should make today is that I'm getting older now, and camping on the ground is getting a little bit more difficult. It's the bending down and getting down onto the ground, and sleeping on the airbed with a tiny little weird pillow that I've got. It's not easy. The pillow slips off the end of the mattress, and you're trying to tuck your arm under this little pillow. So sleeping's a little bit difficult, and getting down onto the ground is a little bit difficult. I might explore possibly getting more of a larger size blow-up pillow that perhaps has a little bit of memory foam in it as well. It might give me a little bit more comfort on the head. But that's what happens when you get older, and I either stop camping and take the easy road, or just continue what I'm doing and force myself to get used to it. The last night of our travels, we stayed in Kyogle, and we stayed in the pub. And the only reason we really did that was because it really wasn't worth setting up a camp for the night and then breaking it all back down again for the morning to head back off again on our bike. So I offered the idea of staying in the pub, which we took up and did. And the pub was $100 for, we shared, there was 2 beds each, and it was nice. It was called the Commercial. I think it's called the Commercial in Kyogle. A lovely place. Recommend it for people travelling on motorbikes. They've got a lock-up garage at the back you put your bikes into. So it was good. And $100. So really, it's only twice the price of a camping site. You're paying $40-ish for pegging your tent out on the ground, and $100 to have a nice bed and be more comfortable. So some trips, I think, if I'm just going for a few days, I'll just in the pub or other kinds of accommodation like that. But I still want to push myself to do the camping in the tents, because it's cheaper to stay on the road longer, and sometimes the places you get to are more interesting. I really love setting up a campsite and being out in the bush, having a fire, watching the animals and things. That's kind of what I really love. So I'll see how I go with that. So anyway, if you're getting on the older scale of life, like myself, I think it's still worth camping if you can do it. If your body can be pushed enough to make you get on the ground on your knees and get down to your bed and off the bed. I encourage you to keep doing the camping bit, because it's fantastic. If you're not, in a few more years' time, I'll probably only be staying in pubs as I travel. But for now, I'm doing this. Overall, we had a very lovely time, good trip. 5 days away, well spent, and we had a great time. So I hope you've enjoyed the videos, and look forward to making some more in the future. So bye.